In the heart of a village named Umodike lived three sisters, Adaeze, Ifeoma, and Nkemdelemu. They were known throughout the village not for their beauty, which was remarkable, but for their foolishness, which was legendary. Their father, a wise and kind man named Papa Nwosu, often despaired over their antics but loved them dearly. One sunny morning, Papa Nwosu called his daughters together. "My daughters," he began, "you are of age now and it's time for you to find husbands. But remember, marriage is not just about looks, but wisdom and understanding." The sisters, who had always dreamed of grand weddings, were overjoyed. However, their idea of finding a husband was as foolish as it was entertaining. Adaeze, the eldest, decided to make a love potion. She had heard from an old woman in the market that the potion would make any man fall in love with her. But Adaeze, in her foolishness, misunderstood the recipe. She mixed honey with hot pepper instead of sweet herbs. When she offered it to a handsome young man named Obinna, he took one sip and ran away screaming, his mouth on fire. The villagers laughed for days. Ifeoma, the middle sister, thought she could win a husband by showing off her strength. She challenged the strongest men in the village to wrestling matches, thinking that beating them would prove that she was worthy. But Ifeoma, who was slender and delicate, was no match for the village men. After being gently but firmly placed on the ground multiple times, she decided that perhaps wrestling wasn't the best way to win a man's heart. Nkemdelemu, the youngest, believed she could attract a husband by her cooking. She baked a massive cake and invited all the single men in the village to test it. But Nkemdelemu, in her excitement, forgot to add sugar. The cake was as bland as sand, and the men politely excused themselves after the first bite. Nkemdelemu was heartbroken, but the villagers couldn't help but chuckle at her next attempt. Despite their failures, the sisters were undeterred. They decided to go on a quest to find husbands, believing that perhaps their true loves were waiting outside the village. Papa Nwosu, though worried, allowed them to go, hoping the journey would teach them some wisdom. Their first stop was a neighboring village of Ngobi. Here, the sisters decided to showcase their talents in a different way. Adaeze tried singing to attract attention, but her voice, though sweet, was drowned out by the bustling market noise. Ifeoma attempted to dance, but her steps were clumsy and uncoordinated. Nkemdelemu tried storytelling, but her tales were so convoluted that she even got lost in them. One day, as they sat by a river feeling disheartened, an old woman approached them. "Why do you look so sad, my children?" she asked. The sisters explained their quest and their repeated failures. The old woman smiled kindly. "You are seeking husbands with wrong intentions," she said. "Love and marriage are not about tricks or displays. They are about kindness, understanding, and being true to oneself." The sisters pondered on her words. They realized that in their eagerness, they had forgotten the essence of what their father had taught them. They decided to return home and be themselves. Back in Umodike, the sisters helped their fathers with his daily tasks and engaged with the villagers genuinely. Adaeze's gentle nature, Ifeoma's resilience, and Nkemdelemu's sense of humor soon won the hearts of three brothers: Chike, a humble farmer; Emeka, a compassionate healer; and Kelechi, a talented storyteller. Chike admired Adaeze's gentle nature. He noticed how she cared for the village children, how she sang to them and made them laugh. He admired her kindness and patience, qualities that he valued deeply. One day he approached her while she was tending to her father's garden. "Adaeze, your heart is as beautiful as your face," he said. Would you do me the honor of becoming my wife? Adaeze, who had grown fond of Chike's quiet strength and gentle manner, blushed and accepted his proposal. Emeka, the healer, was drawn to Ifeoma's resilience. He saw how, despite her failures, she never gave up and always found a way to lift her spirit and those around her. He admired her determination and spirit. One day, after watching her help an elderly woman carry her firewood, he approached her. Ifeoma, your strength is not just in your body, but in your spirit, he said. Will you marry me and be the strength of my life? Ifeoma, who had come to respect Emeka's wisdom and compassion, smiled and agreed. Kelechi the storyteller was enchanted by Nkemdeline's sense of humor and her ability to bring joy to others. He saw how her laughter could lit up a room, and how her stories, though sometimes muddled, always brought smiles. One evening after a particular humorous story session, he approached her. Nkemdeline, your laughter is like the music of the gods, he said. Will you share your stories and laughter with me for a lifetime? Nkemdeline, who had grown to appreciate Kelechi's talent for storytelling and his warm heart, laughed and said yes. The entire village of Umudike rejoiced, for not only had the sisters won their matches, but they had also learned the valuable lesson that being true to oneself is the key to finding true love. The weddings were celebrated with great festivity, and the sisters' foolish quest became the stuff of legend, told and retold around evening fires. And so the three foolish sisters, through their hilarious and heartfelt journey, found wisdom and happiness. They lived happily after in the heart of Umudike, their adventures serving as a reminder that sometimes, in the quest for love, the journey is just as important as the destination.